Unusual pictures. Oddities of nature. Oh man, is this gonna be twisted? I think this is gonna be twisted. Buckle up, bro. Our first oddity, the number 3.
I have had companions ask me while in the jungle why they didn't see more of the wildlife. It's there, but
Okay.
in war, the war of appetites, there is every kind of trick to hide from enemies.
Enemies like me.
Many of the smaller combatants are dressed up in a way to fool the other fellows.
No, I'm just a leaf.
The most remarkable creature in the tropics along these lines is the walking leaf
Which one?
of Ceylon.
Oh,
It's
thanks.
a near living leaf in every sense of the word. Vivid green, veined like a leaf, even the limbs like small leaves with wrinkled edges.
Sounds disgusting.
And it rocks and sways like a leaf in the breeze.
That's very poetic, but you're kind of blowing up my spot, pal.
The walking stick has the same idea, only its shape is a bit different. Like a thin twig, and it can do a wiggly little dance like the leaf insect.
If you poke at it enough.
There are many kinds like this in the tropics. Curiously enough, the mimicry of a stick has been imitated by another insect that lives beneath the surface of stagnant lakes and is called the water stick.
You guys call me that. My name is
Insects
Greg.
breathe through discs in the side of the body. This fellow doesn't take chances in sticking the body out of the water.
Oh, he must get pruny.
It has an air tube and just pokes the end of this above the surface,
Blah, 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 blah.
like a periscope. But one of the stars of these stick imitators is the mantis,
Hey, buddy, over here.
known as the praying mantis, owing to the way he bunches in a crouch.
And petitions the Lord.
Like legs at various angles, the mantis is anything but easy to see if in a brushy place. And he uses the deception to evil purpose.
Wow, judgy.
He isn't timid or trying to dodge the other fellow in his twig-like makeup. He is a disguised enemy waiting to take the passerby for a ride.
Oh, like nature's Uber.
Here is the only insect that can give you an insolent and intense stare,
You haven't met my cat.
that can turn its head, that is alleged to practically hypnotize its victim.
Those are baseless
This
allegations.
silly grasshopper has no idea of the nature of such a motionless stick-like form before it.
Well, now he does.
Whole chapters and stories have been written about the mantis.
Wow, chapters, really.
Called the world's strangest insect.
Just having lunch, jeez.
Unlike other insects, it may be fed by human hand without it showing the least fear, and it seizes its prey with the ferocity of a panther.
Rower.
Here is a grasshopper that intends to dodge trouble. In mimicry, the rock grasshopper is a match for the surfaces on which it basks.
Ow, quit
And
it.
mimicry is a common kind
cut
of
that out.
perfection. Tree toads match
Stop.
and blend with the bark and lichens on which they
Dude.
live. Not only in color, but in texture and mottling of the skin.
Cut that out.
I've
Stop.
almost had my nose on them before I found
What are
them.
you doing?
And that brings us to the point why some of the fur animals are brown in the summer and white in winter.
It's called fashion.
Hair turns white with the first cold weather and sticks close to the early patches of snow.
It also eats marshmallows and hangs out with ghosts.
Imagine a small crab very much out of luck, attacked by a 20-pound filefish.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
The
Now
rock
what?
crab has always worried about these strong-jawed fish. He lives in a bad neighborhood. There are many dark alleys.
Okay, we get it.
He has always fitted a dead sponge to his back, a tough old sponge with a big dent in it. And what fish would think of swallowing a sponge?
A cuckoo one,
But
that's
he has
what.
grown fat, and the sponge he was wearing kept popping off like a hat in a breeze. And tide currents are like the wind.
So am I, baby.
This sponge has a good dent, but it's quite a job to jam it over a fellow's back. However, it looks like a good fit, and thus disguised he can dare that filefish to choke in swallowing such a mouthful.
Isn't that smart?
Ah, don't do
They
that.
are wiser than you think.
You don't know what I think.
Such enemies as the big filefish have taught the hermit crab to seek an empty shell, jam his body within it, then carry the defensive armor around with
The
him.
rock crab's suing for
Sort
infringement.
of a walking tank arrangement. He outgrows and discards an old shell, then shops around for a new one.
But the market's pretty
Of
bad
two
right
empty
now.
Shells, one may be too tight for chest expansion. Then again, another may look better.
Hello, Mudda.
I
Hello,
think
Fada.
I'll take this one. ruminates the crab, feeling that once he is outfitted with such tough covering, he can play around anywhere and duck into the shell if he sees any trouble coming his way.
Stop divulging our secrets, interloper.
Under the surface of the very seas where we sailed our camouflage ships lives the original camouflage artist, the cuttlefish.
Let's expose this little
He
booger.
can go several points better by being blotched 1 minute and striped the next.
Only his hairdresser
You
knows.
may remember how we striped our warships like zebras or broke their outlines by big splotches of color. That is camouflage. The breaking or confusing of marginal lines so an object is difficult to determine.
When you say it like that, it
The
sounds dull.
cuttlefish, in changing its pattern, is astonishing. The changes take place right in front of your eyes, blotches or stripes, coming or going.
You say the
Yeah.
river effect seems to be one of his favorite designs.
It's one of the best to break outlines.
Who are
But they are
you?
liable to swing into a pebble pattern to match the coarse sand of the bottom. A combination of camouflage and mimicry. But there are keen eyes in the sea. An enemy may know the tricks and advance. Then comes the star play, the smoke screen.
You made me ink.
Jets of sepia from special glands. He clouds the path of advance with the inky fluid. With the screen laid down, the murk spreads, and into this he darts and zigzags and escapes.
Lunch averted.
And humans only started to utilize these ancient means a few years past.
Wait, what? Okay. Thank you so much for watching Fun with Shorts. This series is supported by Patreon and patrons like these wonderful people right here. They get early access to new episodes and exclusive episodes every month. Also, check out the updated funwithshorts.com for DVDs and merch and all the good stuff. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time.